paciência para me ver. Não sabem que estou extinto há 1 milhão de anos e que me transplantei no vértice de uma estrela perdida no futuro, luzindo à nossa imagem. Eis os turistas, com suas rodas de fogo, como eles chegam afoitos e estacam diante das pedras desta cidade que apodrece junto ao rio, porque não sabe distinta forma de amar. São os turistas. Eles limpam as unhas às gaivotas e comem pasta de atum, enquanto apertam as sandálias e olham para mim, e levantam-se com o saco a tiracolo, e empunham o arpão, e perguntam se eu sou Herodes, e eu respondo-lhes que não, nem Platão, nem o seu vizinho acidental que dominou a Lídia, nem o cavalo que decidiu morrer para ocultar a fuga do mestre rumo às estâncias balneares que não devem ser menosprezadas, mas que posso carregar, sim, no botão da máquina fotográfica, e eu caminho os passos necessários e, diante dos séculos que o universo não contempla, decepo-lhes a cabeça e volto para junto de mim, enquanto elas começam a escovar o cabelo das gaivotas e, entrando num tubo que César construiu, caminham às cegas para bem longe da cidade que apodrece junto ao rio.
Thank you.
Obrigada. And this, as you can see, it's a poem that you could listen it to in several languages, so like a chorus in the theater, Greek theater, in several languages, read in Spanish. And it's a poem, as you can see, that has the metaphor problem on it. So what is this transport that a metaphor can do in reality when today in Athens a metaphor is a transport, a simple transport, a transport from a house to another. A transport, we enter in a metaphor when we go to work with an autobus. So we do this movement, and in this movement can be a transformation. So this poem speaks about these transformations by all the works in this show, in a certain sense. We have a work of Gillian Kreber that is a good example to speak about this transformation. You can speak a little bit. I show the images of Gillian.
Yeah, Gillian is also good because then you can control site specific.
Yes.
So Gillian Kreber, because in an exhibition about transformation, about transport, about Europe crisis, yeah, about history and maybe change, revolutions, whatever. Gillian Kreber decided to use material he found in Athens, and he was using Euro pellets. Maybe they come from somewhere in Europe, maybe from Portugal, no? Because there are all these exchanges. So he used the Euro pellets, and he used wood he found in Athens in the space, and then he transformed it. He burned it. Yeah? But he burned it only that the structure still was visible, and then he built something else out of it. He built a jumping board out of it. And he built this in the 5th floor in this danger zone.
This was 30 degrees, and they were doing this. He was preparing the material. He came to Athens in the most hottest days of this August, and so you see the water because they needed to put it in the windows so they don't break. So the Europalette was also a symbol of this show.
The burned Europalette, for sure, yeah, because this also is a reflection of crisis. No? Crisis, what else? This is written in Athens on every wall. When in Germany I showed the pictures of the making of, people said, wow, that's dangerous. Yeah, you cannot burn wood in the middle of the city. Yeah. And then at the same moment we look on the mountains, everything was burned because of big forest burnings 1 year before. And the city is breaking down because of smog and all these things. But now we was the danger people who make this little fire on the balcony. Yeah, so this is always a question of perspective, yeah, and personal things. This because I like this because Zizek makes this change also, yeah, from the general view to the personal thing, and also the responsibility. And so the artwork itself, he did a very simple thing. On the 5th floor, he made this jumping board. Yeah? And it was really, it was not protected. It would have been possible to go on and to make a big jump down in the crisis of Athens, 5th floor, like in the US in the 30s, when the bankers jump out of the windows. So crisis also has circulation.
This is to show you how human are also artists. They don't work only, they can work in very hard situations.
This is artist
besides specific, like in this case. So it is two jumping boards.
Yeah, because after one he cannot stop. He wants also to make one on the last roof, and this we like, because then not only the work, the material transforms, like a painter transforms color to a tree. Also the mind of the artist transforms. He looks on the situation in Athens, he lived there, and this means he developed his work, and we was very happy about that.
Yes.
Yeah? And so the most dangerous thing that happened then with this work was the neighbor, because the wind brought some of the coal on her clothes. She was hanging on the terrace. She was very, very angry, very angry. Yeah. So, but we solved this problem. So, but this it's also a thing about that art, like, or thinking, reflection, all the people in the society working on reflection about society, to do it, to develop it, to react on the situation like it is. I think this is very important. That's why I personally like Zizek, because he takes this, he takes the media. He's in this book he's talking about Wire, about this serial, and about Occupy and all the things. And I think it's very, very important to open the mind and to look what are the possibilities that we have to create our society, and how we are created by these influences. And I think I like very much with him that he is thinking like an artist, not like a philosopher, as I love. So,
and he also says that the contemporary art, we find trials many times brutal to come back to real.
Yeah, okay.
So it is.
Yeah, and art really can be brutal, I don't know, but it can be very impressive. So I also was then invited from Sílvia. We co-curated it to do a piece and an artwork. And for sure I also did an installation, and I worked with things when I have seen that Guillaume Deppel worked with his Euro palettes, I worked with something that is transported by the Euro palettes. No? So bottles. Yeah? So Athens is a country, it's like Portugal, it's a sea nation. Yeah? So there's a lot of water, but for sure they fill water in bottles and sell it very expensive and transport it. And so there are bottles, millions of bottles produced in Athens. And so the idea was what to do now with the simple material, and the theme was transformation and also danger. And so I had the feeling when people tell me in the beginning, you cannot go in this area, you'll be killed and robbed in a second because it's a danger zone. No? And then I tell, okay, so I will make a project that will show that maybe sometimes the art also can be more dangerous than the danger zone around. Yeah? It's a question of the perspective. And so I brought this danger. This was now off because the people was in the 5th floor, very safe. Yeah, nothing can happen. So I took this bottles, and I transformed it like a painter to a piece of art. Yeah? So suddenly it's no more bottles. Yeah. Suddenly it's very nice. Yeah. I put it on the balcony. Yeah? And suddenly the sun was breaking, and this was a river. The river Styx. Yeah, who separates the live one and the dead one. You know? And for sure this is dangerous. Yeah, it's really broken sharp glass, and then people walked around. I make them a little safe because I gave them little islands.
Yes, the little
where they can on soft foam where she can walk on, and they loved it. And so we had the situation that suddenly people can decide how they handle with the danger. No? Everybody is shocked now because 2 bottles are breaking. Yeah? Imagine what happens outside on accidents and murder and violence and everything. Yeah? And we are sitting in our safe room, and only because I made this little provocation was performative. I changed something just by doing it, make a decision, yeah? And nothing happened. This was our 20 minutes. But he also was more. But we can come to an end now. So this means, for sure, this was really, really wonderful and beautiful looking. Yeah, if you have this in a form thing. So it's also a question to think what is dangerous and what is nice and what is beautiful. Sometimes it's not so far. Yeah, we also should be think about when we define these several things. Yeah, it's not unique. Yeah,
no,
it's always.
And this show was also in these connections between one sense of the works and another sense that they can have. And one of the particularities, we were really fast now showing you, I think we didn't show the inside and the outside. Some of the works we left behind. They were all, because we tried to explain in two cases, especially with the X, like an introduction that were already done, is that if you see, the jumping boards are above the installation of Michael. So we were always in dialogue, me and him. The poet, the actors that read the poem read it in every country. I came to see Ricardo because we met some years ago doing theater, but others I didn't know. I asked them the poem. We started the poem that was in Portuguese that was translated to German. We were in Athens. I was a Portuguese and he was a German. Both of us were symbols already of something else. They were more friendly to me than to him. By economical reasons, by all the bridges. So this was, let's say, crossing from years and domains together. Poetry, visual arts, dangerous area, danger, artworks, metaphors that can show us transformations are possible. And we have like this a little warning birds that we wanted to show you. I need to go quick. I'm passing some of the art that have very nice art.
10
artists. There was an artist that was in the a sculpture. We are already in the.
So we had, but you have seen it in the beginning when So the warning words of Sílvia Guerra. So you know these black warning words that are on the windows. No? This is not to protect the windows. This is to protect the birds. Yeah, that will not smash into the windows. But Sílvia Guerra take this very, very simple industrial sign, yeah, and she multiplicated it. And suddenly we was in a Hitchcock situation, because suddenly this was a really, really strange and not so funny situation, yeah, with all these birds coming to you from these big windows. Yeah? So this was also a very, very simple shift of appointments, yeah, in society. So from the simple warning word, it suddenly starts to become an attack. And and to think about all these things, this is when we talked about this little talk, this 20 minutes. I had an idea. I read also in this idea of dreaming dangerous. Yeah, what we did, so acting dangerous. He quoted, I don't remember, you should know it better, one person, he said, thinking about freedom, yeah, this is very, very good, yeah, to think deeply about freedom, we have to do it, yeah, but please, if a slave only thinks about his freedom, yeah, and how he do it and how he develop it, maybe he just forget to free himself, because he's so occupied by thinking about that he don't act. And I think this is a very good advice of a philosopher, yeah? Not to forget to act. Yeah? So we are happy about your input, yeah? Your thinking and your deepness, and we try always to bring it in the artist work and the curator work, and I think the best we can do is to combine our knowledge and our developments, and so we are very, very happy that we was invited on this, let's say, conference with something that's a little strange and real art show, yeah? And so sorry that we did a little strange things, this is artist life. Thank you.